Okay. I gotta take a breath.
The reason I'm making a video, the reason all of this, is because a lot of the doctors are trying to help, and I want to try too.
Claire was always too big for just me and John. She was a lot of person packed into a tiny frame. What she was up against was also too big for us.
I met Claire when she was probably a few months old. She was just this tiny little baby, skinny legs, big belly. She already had some battle scars. You could look down and you could see her and you could tell it was going to be rough for her. But you could tell there was just something that you knew that she just had it. She had what it took. She had bright eyes, wet lips, a huge smile, and something special. I mean, everybody here, I think, had seen it.
And yeah, can you see I love him?
Since she was little, Claire always seemed to have a sort of remarkable quality about her, even before her CF became so obvious with her oxygen cannula. It was like she would meet someone and put a spell on them. We sometimes would say she would sprinkle her pixie dust on them or cast a Jedi mind trick. And then they would be in our life like forever. This is something I think everyone in this room can identify with. It was sort of like being a part of her orbit.
You are terrible.
Claire seemed to embody in her life these really profound concepts, and she made it so effortless to live them.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
One of the gifts of Claire's life is she knew she did not have time. The thing about death that I thought was so profound for her was that she used it as a way to live life fully. And she gave it all, right to the end, right to the end.
I know she was an old soul. I feel that she's been a leader of people, maybe sometime in a past life. I believe that God puts people in our lives for a reason, and it isn't hard to see why she's blessed us all.
I just hiked the mountain that I've been wanting to hike for 2 years, and I'm on top of it right now, so I figured I'd make my updates video from up here, and I did it without even getting short of breath.
And we're all here in this room together to celebrate one in a million, or maybe 1 in a billion souls. Someone who has the ability to touch the lives of so many for the better.
She took this concept of making art from your life and she lived it fully.
Part 2. The actual decorating phase. Oh dear.
I also want to thank everybody that made Claire Claire. More love than most people get in a lifetime she got in 21 years, and it's still continuing. But the love that you gave that little girl made the gift that the world knows as Claire Wineland.
I don't know, sometimes I feel like there's two parts of me and there's two sides of me. There's the inspirational Claire and the Claire with CF who does foundation work and all of that. And then there's the Claire that my friends know, which is a complete fangirl and a dork. And I'm excited to get the chance to kind of be that Claire for a little while, you know what I mean? And just goof out. Terrible. Oh, it's so dark. Oh, I'm just gonna go to sleep.
You guys, if everyone in the world had friends like Claire Wineland, it would be a much, much better place.
My name is Claire Wineland, and a few months ago, I was just a typical, average, sick kid like yourself. And then Stash It saved my life. Stash it, stash it, stash it, stash it.
I dedicated a book that I wrote in 2011 to Claire by saying, it takes a village to raise a child, but this child has raised a village. And if I were writing that today, I would say, this child has raised a consciousness. She has elevated the way that we think and feel about our own humanity. She has changed the world.
When your world ain't going right and the struggle dims your shine, I'll be a gold mine.
Her big thing was like the fairy world and finding magic. We found so much magic together. It was an honor. It was an honor to be one of the branches in her big old tumbleweed. I am forever grateful to have been invited into this world. And my life has changed. My son's life has changed. And I promise 100% to pass it. I promise to pass it.
I'm gonna miss having someone there to entertain me while I do my treatments and talk to and just kind of be there with me.
She kind of wanted to be like, not my hero, but like a little bit stronger than she was.
I'm gonna miss wrestling with you. That's always
Me
the
breaking
best.
your pinkies?
I'm gonna miss you breaking my pinkies.
Over the past month or so, she started showing him like more, and I noticed, and she let me notice, and she realized that she didn't have to hide it anymore. She didn't have to make me feel like, oh, I'm fine, when she wasn't fine.
I'm gonna miss having someone to put the blame on when someone's angry at me.
Excuse me?
I mean, it's true. I can really just deflect, be like, Ellie did it.
And I think that was probably the best time for me, because I felt like she could be her, and then also her illness was just there.
So, do your best impression of me.
Okay, hi, I'm Claire. I love everyone. I'm so sweet, and I'm a social butterfly, and I caught fly. Okay, there you go.
Sisterhood, turns bad into good. Golden wonderland, where we take the stand. Our sisterhood helps the common good. We are stronger, getting stronger every day. We are braver, getting braver in every way.
We are not alone. We are together. We are still connected to Claire too. Can you feel that?
We are dreamers.
Her message is timeless. Her voice is still clear. We can carry her on into the present with us by allowing her to continue to inform our lives.
The great gift for anybody is beautiful flowers.
I love you for always, Claire. I will do my best to live this precious life out loud and on purpose, and I will speak your name all the days of my life.
I can't take myself seriously, and it's too dorky. In a good way, but still, too dorky.
We love you like never before.
And then I got the call that Claire was gone, and my gut clenched inside with the belief that her light had gone out. The world was dimmer.
And we wish you all the love.
Looking around here, hearing everybody talk. Claire wasn't a light, she was effulgence. And energy doesn't destroy, it doesn't die, it transmutes. She challenged us. It's our turn to spread that life. We have to have perpetual curiosity and wonder, right?
And the songbirds are singing like they know the score.
That's what needs to happen here. We need to love Claire like she's never been loved before.
We love you like never before. Like never before.
Though Claire was younger than me, she taught countless kids with CF, teens and adults, that we're not the only one going through this all-consuming insanity called CF. I do believe that Claire is immortal on YouTube. She may be 21, but she's given us enough material to fit 80 years.
I'm talking and all of that. So that's pretty much that.
She will show us that we can do something with CF. We can become public speakers. We can live on our own. We can meet Bernie and face a scary transplant. She will be forever an inspirational icon in the CF world, teaching us how to live well with CF.
Sometimes I think maybe I should just quit all of this trying to change the way people see sickness and just go be a food critic. Isn't that so wonderful?
Claire became a flame on the mountain of mankind, and sparks from that flame are in each one of your soul as we sit here today. Carry her spirit forward and let her legacy live on forever.
I was living a life that I was proud of, and that little me could have been proud of.
She had a deep knowing of who she was,
and why she was here and how freaking grateful she was to be alive. And because she knew those things, she didn't take them for granted. And she chose to use her time here in the exact way that she wanted. And that's what I think she wanted all of us to know, that we are in complete control of our own happiness. And if we choose to, we can live on purpose. So I want to end with a quote from her.
I am genuinely proud of my life. I am so proud to be alive. I'm not saying that I don't feel pain. I'm not saying that I don't feel sadness and suffering and loneliness, because that's what it means to be a human being. But I'm saying that that pain and that loneliness and that sadness is beautiful.
Artist, activist, advocate, optimist.
So, where was I? Sorry, I'm just gathering my thoughts. And singing.
Social media starlet, maverick, poet, comedian, musician, participant in life.
It was insane. So probably the best New York experience I will ever have.
And I submit to you her newest role, Gangsta Jedi. What a niece. So imaginative and kind and passionate and witty, continuously amazing me with her ability to show up and dive in when the odds and reason suggested otherwise.
Claire shakes us awake from our comas. She challenges us to shed our limits, our shells, not to wait for some change in random circumstance to act, but to act now, because now is all we'll ever have. She asked us to have our exhale join hers, to become a gale force wind, to take flight and to break from that self-imposed chrysalis and let our beautiful butterfly fly free.
Her mind is just incredible. Like, you never have a regular conversation with her. It's either the funniest conversation that you've ever had in your entire life or the most like deep and meaningful conversation you ever had. She's just such an incredible person.
I now look back on everything and fully realize the best parts of me are inspired by Claire. I'll always miss the schemes, crafts, laughter, affection, and constant talking. And while this grief is so intense and confusing, I would never change it for a second, because it means I had the chance and honor to love Claire deeply. We all did, and we all do.
I didn't realize how much I didn't expect to be able to live this long.
It was her relationship with death that I think made being around her so profound, because you could always feel that it was there, and she made it an ally. And I think that she would want me to ask you to do the same in some small way.
Go enjoy it, because there's people who are fighting like hell for it.
It's easy to miss all of these incredible moments and think that we have lots of time.
How do you cope with the thought of me dying? Let's get serious.
Wow.
You're on.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's a good question.
Oh,
But in the darkest moments since she's passed, there's one thing she said that I keep coming back to. She said, after you die, you're closer to everyone you love because you become a part of everything.
Just try, you know? That's all I ask.